Without a doubt, at one point, social media had completely ruined my life. I was 12, 13, 14, going through middle school and the start of high school, and I was extremely insecure. And the reason that I was so insecure was because I was spending so much time on social media. You see, the year that I moved to middle school, going to this new school, not necessarily in a new place or anything, just moving up to a different school, my best friend had just moved away, and I didn't really know how to make friends all that well, and I was this really awkward kid. So when I didn't have that one person who I always talked to, I didn't really know what to do at that point. And this is where social media started to consume my life. Instead of actually going out and trying to make new friends, I was spending 5, 6, 7 hours a day on social media just scrolling. When I was in the hallways, I would scroll on my phone, go on social media instead of actually going out and trying to make friends. I would check out all these other people's stories. I was following a bunch of people from my school, and I would never actually have the confidence to actually talk to them in real life. And it was simply because I was addicted to social media, and my mind was always so stimulated, and I had no focus and no desire to actually go make friends. And this is the thing that social media does to a lot of people. Social media has made it so that in order to feel social connection, we don't necessarily need to have friends anymore. And this is not a good thing by no means. Yes, it's made it technically easier to communicate with other people, but what at least happened to me was it made it easier to get that sense of social connection, because I could see people that followed me and my pictures were getting likes, and I had other people who I would message, but in real life I was still lonely because I wasn't able to get past that uncomfortable feeling of actually going and making new friends and get past that first initial stage where it's kind of awkward, because it was easier just to go on social media and find a way to cope. And this is what happens to a lot of people. Social media is keeping everyone lonelier than it's actually connected. We are the most unconnected yet connected generation of all time, because we can reach anyone in the world pretty much instantly, but yet a lot of us don't know how to communicate authentically with other people, because we're always plugged into our phones. Our parents are always plugged into their phones, either on Facebook or, it's not just our generation. This is something that everyone is facing. It's always talked about in the youth, like, oh, youth spend too much time on their phones, but also our parents spend a lot of time on their phones. It's just the way life is lived now, and there is a problem with this. A lot of people think it's like, oh, it's just normal and everyone does it, so it's fine. But you know what also everyone used to do? Pretty much everyone used to smoke cigarettes back in the day. Is it good for your health? No. And just because everyone did it doesn't mean it's good for you. And now people are like, oh, like, why would you smoke? And it's bad for you, it causes cancer. And people know this, but there's still a bunch of people smoking. It's the same with social media. Social media is the new cigarette, except, well, I guess we have vapes now. Don't get me started about vapes. That's a different video. But social media is probably worse than cigarettes, because not only is it just bad for our mental health and our bad for our own social, and bad for our social skills and our attention spans, but it's free. It doesn't cost anything to download Instagram in terms of a price. You can go on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok. All these apps are free, yet they are the apps that will cost you the most on your phone, because they cost you your time, they cost you your mental health, and they cost you your life, because a lot of people live their life on social media. They're not productive in school, they don't get good grades, because the first thing they do when they wake up is they go open social media and they spend all their time scrolling, and it takes all their mental energy away, all their motivation to do anything, and they're left feeling empty the rest of the day. Wake up the next day, do it again. It's just the way that a lot of people live, and I know this because I used to live like that. I used to spend 3 hours on social media before I go to bed, wake up and spend 3 hours on social media before I actually got up. I used to live like that, and that was the most depressed, anxious, and the worst I ever felt. Nowadays, I've spent a lot less time on social media, and especially in the past couple of years, I pretty much had no social media, and I really didn't kind of get caught up back in almost being a little bit addicted to it until I got here to New Zealand, because I kept Instagram on my phone to message my friends back home. And what I found myself doing is I check it for messages a lot, and then I get caught in the doom scroll, And even today, I checked my phone for messages, which I knew I shouldn't do right in the morning, got caught and scrolled for like only a couple minutes, and I still got off of it, but I still felt that those couple minutes spent scrolling zapped a lot of my energy and a lot of my motivation. I still went and edited and uploaded a bunch of music videos and stuff now, and I'm still recorded. This is my still recording, and I've still been productive during my day because I've known that how to get past that. But a lot of people just would still be scrolling if they got up, and they're just getting ready to do stuff now. And social media and the addiction that we have to it is not an easy problem to solve, because everything we do in life and all of our motivation pretty much just comes down to dopamine, right? We get a dopamine hit when we make good friends. We get a dopamine hit when we learn a new song on the guitar. We get a dopamine hit when we do things that make us feel good. But what social media has caused is our dopamine system to be rewired, where we can go on our phone and see 50 likes on our new picture and get that dopamine hit and feel that stimulation when we're scrolling. But then when it comes to real life, it's not as stimulating anymore. We're so sensitive to the stimulation of social media that real life doesn't do it for us anymore. That's the thing. When I started to try and get off social media and start making new friends, I couldn't focus in those moments. I was technically there, but that doesn't mean I was present when I was talking to other people, because I was always so focused on other things, and I was thinking about other things because my phone was always distracting me, and I had no attention span, and I couldn't hold good eye contact because social media had just taken that much of a toll on me. And the best decision I ever made was to get off social media. Now, I'm not saying that social media is the problem, because honestly it's not. We are the problem. The way we use social media and the addiction that we have to it is our problem, because from a business perspective, it's an amazing tool. We can contact people from all over the world. We can use it for marketing. Technically, you're watching this through social media right now. YouTube is still social media, but the way we use it has caused a lot of people to ruin their lives. And it's this constant cycle of just consuming, and not having any purpose and any fulfillment in our life. And this is the way, this is an issue that we have to combat every single day. It's not like you can just delete social media and be off of it forever, but the more that you're willing to take a step back from it and actually go live real life again, the more fulfilling you will find life to be. With that being said, my name is Colby Wallace. I hope you enjoyed. Might as well subscribe. You have nothing to lose. More videos on how to improve yourself, how to improve your music, and a lot of new stuff coming soon. That being said, never stop creating, my friend, and I will see you in the next one.